Hello everyone, Neve here, and it's been a hot minute since I've done a pick a card reading. Yeah, and basically I didn't have a video planned for today, and this is a good filler video and it's fun, and yeah, and I really wanted to use my brand new deck. This is the Zeke's Arcana Tarot. I'm really excited to use this one. So yeah, and I'm going to use this for each of the three piles. So it's a pick a pile. I am also going to pull from the This Might Help Oracle. And I chose this one because this is a deck that I'm still trying to kind of get used to, find my way with it. And I've had some troubles with it before, so I'm trying to reform a bond. You know, I'm trying to find a way that I can connect with this deck. So I thought it might be fun to use it with this. Plus, I think it goes pretty well. It's got that kind of aqua teal color that's really shiny throughout the cards here, which I think actually looks really nice with the Zeke's Arcana here. And it's not so busy like the Zeke's Arcana, so it kind of brings everything down. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. What this reading is going to be, and I came up with this just honestly right before I press play, right before I press record on this, because I was like, oh, what is the theme going to be? The theme is going to be basically a message you need to hear right now. So this can be used, this video, if it comes across you, 5 minutes after I post, it's meant for you. If it comes to you 2 years after I post this, it's meant for you then. So it's not time sensitive. Here we go. A message you need to hear. So I'm going to pull 3 cards here and then 1 card here as a takeaway message. Since this is the This Might Help Oracle, I figure it might be good to have this one as the last card, as here's the message you need to hear, and here's how this might help. So that's the plan. All right, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle and pull 3 cards for each pile. Okay, so I've pulled 3 cards for each pile from the Zeke's Arcana, and 1 card for each pile from the This Might Help Oracle. So I would like you to spend some time, take a deep breath. Let's do that together. We'll take a deep breath. And another. And 1 more. Now, intuitively, I would like you to pick the pile that's calling to you the most. And I'll give you a couple moments, and then I will put some timestamps down below to where your reading is. All right, let's go. Okay, pile number 1. Hello, everyone. All right, so this is your pile, and these videos are going to be, this video is going to be nice and short because we're just doing the 3 cards and then the final card here. So 4 cards total, not a lot. Hopefully these will be nice and sweet and short. All right, what is a message that you need to hear right now, pile number 1? All right, the Devil, the King of Swords, and the High Priestess. Wow, what a heavy reading. And I will say that this is probably one of my favorite Devil cards. It's very Lisa Frank, a bit Baphomet-y Lisa Frank, but yeah, very Lisa Frank. So here we go. So there's a couple ways I can go about interpreting this. So my initial thought on this was that the King of Swords here is sort of embodying this devil energy. And this devil energy is energy that, like, the devil card often represents temptations, addictions, yeah, like really being tied to something. And that's something else I was thinking of. And we see those ties here really tying these beings to the devil here. And my initial feeling when I saw this was that you may have someone in your life who is embodying this King of Swords energy. The King of Swords is someone who's highly logical, highly intelligent, but maybe they're being tied to some old ways of thinking. Maybe there's, there's a card in here. We're not seeing cards in here that are tied to like tradition, like say the Emperor or the maybe even the Hierophant, something like that. But I get this feeling that this King of Swords, while intelligent and generally knows what he or she or they are talking about, they're kind of being tied to some old ways, and their old ways are kind of oppressing other people. And that's another keyword that I think of with the devil, is sort of that oppression. And this card here is really highlighting your the viewer here, your need to kind of branch off from this. And I sort of, I just noticed this, the pomegranate seeds here. I'm sort of thinking about, Persephone going down to Hades, and we've got the devil here, so that, I mean, that we see a correlation, a connection there, and I feel like she's kind of rising above these pomegranate seeds, if you know what I mean. Like she took she ate some pomegranate seeds, and then she was stuck down in Hades. I mean, that's a little mythological thing there, but yeah. So I'm really kind of tapping into that here with this, and I'm sort of thinking of this as the kind of general advice or something you need to hear is that your gut feeling, your intuition on this is right in this situation. Maybe it's not the most logical route, which this King of Swords here would advocate for, but it's more. It's more the correct route. And sometimes it is just a gut feeling, like you can't quite explain why this is the right way to go, but it is. And I, kind of need to stand firm on that. Another way I could sort of think about this is this is the way to go, and this is where we're stuck at, and maybe there is a voice of reason somewhere in the middle. Maybe this King of Swords isn't the devil here. Maybe there's a sense of logic that we need to sort of listen to, but ultimately trust our gut and go with that way. All right, so we've got the reading here, a general idea of there's a situation going on that maybe is that we're kind of stuck in. And I say we, but it's for you. But we're kind of stuck in, and we're being tied to this situation, and we can't quite get out of it. But there is a way out of this, and you kind of do need to trust your gut, trust your intuition on this. And so how might this help? This might help. We have the lantern. So, probably a guiding light. There you need to look for the light in this situation. Like, what I'm thinking of is kind of like a lighthouse. Search for that lighthouse, search for the out, figure out how to get out of this situation. And I want to see what the book actually says for the lantern here. Okay, so the lantern. I'm not going to read the beginning part. The second part has kind of the interpretation. And I do like that it's called the inner light, which kind of connects to this here. So the lantern urges you to listen to yourself. Again, quiet your mind, separate your inner voice from those other voices, and the ones that belong to others, and the ones that bring you down. Really, this is bringing you down. Like, this whole situation is bringing you down. We've got to find a way to get out of this. Make room to hear yourself. As a clarifier, the lantern will land on a card that will be best served by listening to your inner voice. Journal, read cards, go outside, or make art if that. So, I mean, I feel like that part, the clarifier part, isn't as relevant to this, but the other parts really are. I mean, this reading is really saying look on the lookout for an out. Look for an out on this situation. Yeah, I think that's the way to go here. So being tied to a specific situation here that with possibly an overbearing voice and a don't eat the pomegranate seeds and don't follow this route. Look for an out. Keep your eyes peeled for an out on figure out a way how you can get out of this situation. You're not going to convince this person. You're not going to convince this situation that it's the wrong way to go because they're stuck in their own logic here, that they're not seeing that there's more to this situation than just tradition and logic. All right, so that is your reading. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye. Okay, pile number 2. This is your reading. All right, so what message do you need to hear right now? We have the Page of Wands with the 3 of Swords, and finally the 6 of Cups. Is that what that is? Yes, 6 of Cups. I like that. I love the troll cards here. Okay, so the Page of Wands is it could be a person, but it could be an attitude. It's the feeling, or the attitude of being very inspired and finding a new sort of path or a new direction that we're going on, and there's a lot of excitement around it. But there's kind of a disconnect with heart and mind here. And that is how I generally read the 3 of Swords. Of course, it could be a heartbreak or a setback, some sort of setback on this. That is very disheartening. But yeah, there is a disconnect between your excitement and enthusiasm about this new path or new direction that we're going in versus the reality of what's going on. So yeah, you want to go down this path, you're excited about it, but there are blockages, there are setbacks here, there's a disconnect, possibly a not quite understanding how to do this, because there's a lot of excitement and inspiration behind it, but maybe you're not quite understanding the logistics of it, and because of that, it can be very demoralizing and feel like a huge setback. So that's how I'm reading that. And then finally we have the 6 of Cups here, which is kind of it could be a card of nostalgia and going to our past relationships, mostly familial or friendly, those sorts of connections there. But it can also mean that you need to look for a specific connection in the past. So let's say this is a new path for a business or something like that. There very much a lot of excitement at this business idea or something like that, but there's a lot of like not connecting the dots here, not connecting the dots, and I don't know why I couldn't say that very well, but anyway, and so there's passion behind it, but there's not really a lot of logistics behind it, and there's a setbacks with that. You're feeling very demoralized from this, but maybe you know someone in your past that will give you the right connections, and that's kind of how one might interpret this. Like, there are some connections with past relationships that you should check out, and of course this could apply to other situations besides a business relationship. Of course, that was just the first example that came across my mind. So yeah, I would say that's the primary focus here, is that there is a lot of excitement for this new path, this new project, whatever it is that's going on, but there's some pretty big setbacks that are feeling demoralizing. And the way to kind of combat this is through kind of some networking and going back and looking at your contacts, looking at people in your past that might be that might be able to help you out with this. So yeah, that's kind of how I'm thinking about that. Now, if we were to look at this in a different direction with that same sort of idea in mind, maybe it's a new relationship, but there's a lot of things that are out of sync with this relationship, and maybe it's not quite working out. And in this situation, I would say that you were probably better off with a previous partner, and that's a very specific read on this situation here, but it is a possible interpretation. So I thought I'd throw that sort of thing out there. That said, it could be talking to a family member. It could, there's a lot of things that we could really focus on with the Six of Cups here. But in general, I'm thinking that, more in line with the first interpretation there, that there's a new project, there's some setbacks, and to really look at your past relationships and see if, network a bit and see if there's some connections you can make there that might help you out with this situation. All right, so this might help. We have the Hooded Falcon. All right, so which it kind of goes off of instinct, so there's a lot of trusting in our intuition, sure, but also just kind of our experiences, trusting our experiences. And I think that connects with this card here too. I am going to see what this card says here in the book. So self-discipline and control. Yeah, I mean, so we do need to have some self-discipline here. I think in this situation, we can get overexcited here. There is a lot of excitement around this. So, and we don't want to rush into that excitement and not think about what it is that how we can keep this stable and keep our heart and mind in check here. So yeah, the key word there, self-discipline and control. So the Hooded Falcon represents self-discipline. The woman's intellect and spirit may appear repressed, but by restraining her gifts, she is able to direct them effectively. So restraining that overexcitement, and that way we can direct them effectively. Yeah, for sure. She is successful because she focuses, plans, and persists. She is committed and determined, and discipline has allowed her to advance far. So, great interpretation of this. I do think there is a level of instinct going on here, and trust your experience on this and have some self-discipline, network a bit, figure out some of those past connections that may help you out with this. All right, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. Okay, so we are going to figure out what message you need to hear right now. So, what message do you need to hear right now? We have the Page of Swords. Wow. The Seven of Swords. Ooh, interesting. And finally, the Knight of Coins. Okay. So, my initial feeling when I see these cards is we have the Page of Swords here that is a student. It's a student learning something. It's I mean, I don't know how else to say that, but so we have a student, and what are students? But they are inexperienced, so they need teachers, right? But we I feel like this is a reading that's really emphasizing some caution in a situation here, because you, the viewer, are possibly new at something, and you're really absorbing some information. You're taking everything in. You're taking things to heart. You're like strapping on this knowledge to you. There's a lot of construction going on in this card. Let me see if I can bring it up to you. There's so much being built here, and it's all around the mind. So there's a lot of learning going on, a lot of newness, a lot of just starting out on something, or being a newbie, and learning the ropes on something. But we have some less than stellar, less than trustworthy information here. And yeah, I mean, that is the Seven of Swords. It's kind of that, thievery or trickery or something like that. Or on a more positive side, it could be cleverness or going about a situation that's outside of the norm. Because sneakiness and things like that isn't always a negative thing. I just want to say that. But my initial feeling here is that not every information you're coming across with this or every person who's offering information about a situation that you're going through is to be trusted. And then we finally have the Knight of Coins, which really emphasizes that point. The Knight of Coins is not a fast-moving card. This is not a person or an attitude that's like jumping the gun on things. This is very slow and methodical and thinking things out. Yeah, and that's really the energy that I'm getting from this reading. Is there's a strong sense of just needing to think everything through and not taking things at face value. And maybe I am connecting that other meaning of the Seven of Swords here with that cleverness. We do have to be a bit clever about this, and we can't just jump into something half-cocked here. But be very discerning about the information that you're receiving, because your mind is growing right now on this situation. It's really being built, and you're keeping that dagger close to your heart here. Like you're like taking everything in and strapping it to you. And some of those things are just not going to help. Some of those things need to be let go and figured out before you act. And that's really what we see here with the Knight of Coins. All right. So let's move on to this might help. All right, so what might help in this situation? We have the hot drink. Ooh, I like a hot drink. All right, so I would say initially, without going into the book, but we will go into the book, but without going into the book, my initial feeling of the hot drink is that feeling of comfort and being at home with something. And in the context of this reading, I would say that this hot drink is like, this is where we feel safe. This is where we feel safe and protected and comforted. And I would say what this is really saying is if something really is not feeling right, like you've got some new information and it's not making you feel very comfy, it's something that we need to reconsider and take slowly, not discount it completely, but really pay attention to what information you're receiving, if it sits right with you or not. So I will actually look up what the hot drink says. Okay, so we have the book here. So a hot drink, it says a gift. Okay, so that's the key word that they're using for this, is a gift. All right, so So let's see what that says here. So in tarot, cups represent emotions or the source of emotions. Upright cups symbolize opportunities or relationships with the potential to provide happiness, joy, and fulfillment. To receive a cup from another person is to be given a gift that could make your life better. And a piping hot drink, that's something that makes you feel warm. So that is interesting. And in the context of this reading, yeah, I think I'm going to try and kind of go back to what I was saying. Like, we are getting a lot of gifts of knowledge here in this situation. You are learning about something or learning about this new situation or whatever's happening. You're kind of feeling... you're kind of a newbie at this, or you're just trying to gather the information, and you are going to get a lot of information. I mean, people are going to offer up a lot of things to you, but not all of those things are going to be trustworthy. And if it doesn't sit right with you, if it doesn't give you that warm, fuzzy feeling, if it doesn't feel like an actual gift, it's probably not. But take that, take all these gifts of knowledge with a grain of salt. Take the words of others with a grain of salt, and really do the methodical work of figuring it out. Don't just jump into anything you're hearing right now, because not all of it is correct. And so there is a level of pay attention to, like, yeah, really pay attention to what is coming in, because not all of it's great. But some of it will be. Some of it will be a gift. So don't discount things just because some of the things have been wrong. Because there are correct things that are coming in. You just need to be a bit more discerning about it. All right. So that is your reading. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. And I will see you next time. Bye.